Hi, my name is Megan. I'm a nutritionist and a health coach. I blog over at Skinny Delicious, so you may know me for some of my delicious looking recipes. But what I wanted to really talk to you guys about today was weight loss and some common weight loss mistakes that I see across all of my clients that I coach. So, for those of you who don't know me, I lost 80 pounds 7 years ago by walking and eating better. And I changed my eating habits very slowly over the course of a year, which allowed me to lose the 80 pounds slowly and keep it off for 7 years. So I know what I'm talking about because I have been in your shoes and I know what it's like to try to lose weight over and over again my entire life until one day I was finally able to make it happen and make it stick. So today I want to share with you some of the common mistakes that I see with my clients and how you can best avoid them. So mistake number one, not being honest. I can't tell you how many times I see a client who will say to me, well, yesterday I was good. Okay, well, what about the day before yesterday? Or what about last week? Or what about today? Or the client will say, well, I ate 1,200 calories yesterday. And then I'll ask, well, what did you eat the day before? Well, I ate 3,000. Okay, so be honest with yourself. I think that is the number one key to weight loss is really holding yourself accountable. And I find that writing down what I eat really makes that a lot easier. Making sure that you're accounting for everything that you're drinking, eating, sipping, tasting, whatever throughout the day, because it's so easy to grab a piece of candy in the office or grab a snack out of the pantry or just have a nibble of this or a bite of that and think it doesn't add up, but it does. So really being honest, writing it down, making sure that you are holding yourself accountable and aware of what you're putting in your mouth constantly, because all of that stuff contributes to your weight, whether or not you believe it. You might be eating it in silence and by yourself, thinking that nobody around you sees you, but I've got news for you. When you walk outside your house, people know. And they know by the size of your body because your body reflects what you put in your mouth. Mistake number two, not eating enough. And this is one that I see with a lot of clients. There's still a lot of people out there that believe 1,200 calories is the right way to lose weight. And I'm dead set that it is not. It is absolutely not. It is not how I lost weight. I lost weight by just eating healthy and watching my portion sizes. That's all I did. So when people tell me they're on a 1,200 calorie diet, a lot of red flags come up for me as a nutritionist, okay? The first one being that when you are a chronic dieter and trying to lose weight over and over again on these low calorie diets, what happens is your metabolism slows down. And this is backed by science and studies. Research shows that your metabolism slows down to accommodate for the less food that you're feeding your body. Your body's smarter than you, basically. And then what happens when that metabolism slows down is, as a result, you get a ripple effect of hormonal problems. So cortisol goes up, which means you get stressed out. You feel very fatigued and stressed out. And then insulin gets released in response to that stress. And guess what? When insulin is released in your body, that is your primary fat storage hormone. So when that is constantly chronically elevated along with cortisol, you're constantly going to be storing as much fat as possible, regardless of what you're eating. Your body's going to try to hoard onto it. So that's a big problem if you want to lose weight, right? Because you aren't going to be able to burn fat. And the whole goal of weight loss is to burn fat. So if that's happening, how are you ever going to burn fat? It's just not possible scientifically. So cortisol goes up, insulin gets released, thyroid hormone goes down, which we all know thyroid is tied to metabolism. Your digestion slows, you stop assimilating nutrients and become nutrient deficient. And oh, by the way, your reproductive system will eventually shut down, if not already. So my point is that going on low calorie diets is not helpful to weight loss. As a matter of fact, it goes in the opposite direction. It's going to cause you to probably gain weight. And number two, it's very detrimental to your health because it has a ripple effect on your metabolism and your hormones. So don't do it. Do not go on a low-calorie diet. Be smart about how much you're eating. The third mistake that I see with my clients is making excuses. And this is one I see all the time. I classically hear, I have no willpower, from all of my clients. I want to say almost everybody. I could be a millionaire for the number of people I hear this from. But everybody says I have no willpower. And the thing about willpower is that it's really like a muscle. So when you haven't worked it out in a really long time, it's tired, it gets fatigued easily, and it just doesn't really stand up and help you. So when you rely on willpower to give you the result that you're looking for, which is weight loss, you're most likely not going to succeed. You're going to fail because that muscle hasn't been exercised, and so you are going to find yourself stuck. You're going to keep trying and failing, keep trying and failing, and you're never going to get that momentum to build you forward. So here's the thing that I tell all of my clients. Stop relying on willpower. Stop making excuses. Stop saying, I don't have money to have a health coach. Stop saying that I don't have money to buy good food, or I don't have time, I have 2 kids, I can't cook dinner, I work long hours, whatever it is. Stop saying those things. Because you know what? There are millions of people every single day who have bigger challenges than you do. And you know what? They get up, they go to the gym, they work out, they eat well, they meal prep, they get to the grocery store, and they make dinner, and they make it all happen. So the thing is when people make excuses, it's because they don't really want to do it. They don't really want to work out. They really don't want to eat good. They really don't want it bad enough. And I will tell you from personal experience that I tried to diet my entire life because I was overweight since I was a kid. And I always tried to diet, but I always tried to do it for the wrong reason. I always wanted to look better or fit into a smaller pair of jeans. It was for always some reason that wasn't really deep enough. And then when I finally realized that I just wanted to feel better, you know, I had hit rock bottom at a point in my life when I just really wanted to feel better about myself inside and out. And when I was finally ready to feel that way, that became my motivation. That became my willpower. I wanted to feel better. And so what I started doing was walking. I would walk 10 minutes every single day. And then suddenly I was walking 15 minutes. And then suddenly I was drinking more water. And then suddenly I was eating better. And it just kind of builds that momentum for you over time. So stop relying on willpower or making excuses. You may not really want this. And you really have to reflect on that. Do you really want this weight loss? And what's really your motivating factor? Because if you really are making those excuses, you don't really want it. You don't want it bad enough, and you haven't hit your rock bottom to where you're going to finally change. Mistake number 4 that I see with a lot of my clients is eating too few carbohydrates. I have a lot of clients who come to me who have read things on the internet and say, well, I read on the internet that if I eat a low carbohydrate diet, then I'm going to lose weight. And I was doing it for a while, and I was losing weight, and now I can't lose weight, and I don't know why. So there's been a lot of things in the media and a lot of different diets and information out there about carbohydrates. And it's really unfortunate because it's sort of not the full truth for people. And so people are getting mixed information. The thing about carbohydrates is they are absolutely essential for the body, absolutely necessary. And the problem is when people go off of them, yes, you will lose weight. Most of it's going to be water weight, actually. And then when you start eating them again, you're going to start regaining weight. And that frustrates a lot of people, which is why I don't recommend people go on a low carb diet initially when they work with me, because the long-term ability to keep that weight off is really hard, and it becomes frustrating for clients. So my recommendation is don't eliminate the carbs. Instead of eliminating carbs or focusing on eliminating carbs, focusing on adding good carbs, adding brown rice, quinoa, vegetables, fruits. Add as much as possible. As much as you can add of those things into your diet, instead of thinking about, eliminating and replacing. Think about adding all of those other things into your diet and having better food options in your diet. The other thing is really eliminating the sugar, really reading the labels and seeing what is really in this food. I have a lot of clients who are eating carbohydrates that look healthy on the outside, but when you really look at the food label, they are not healthy at all. They have tons of processed ingredients in them that are horrible for losing weight, tons of hidden sugar. So look for those things. Be an investigator when you go to the store. Know the food that you're putting into your body. Mistake number 5 that I see constantly with my clients is being too stressed out. And as I mentioned earlier, hormones play a huge role in weight loss. So if you are constantly stressed out or chronically stressed out and fatigued, what's going to happen is cortisol goes up. And I talked about this earlier. Cortisol goes up, you're stressed out, insulin gets released, and it constantly is released in your blood, and then you can never burn fat. So when you're constantly stressed out, you are purposely preventing yourself from losing weight. You have to find ways to de-stress, to reduce the stress in your life. If it's meditating, going for walks, reading books, talking to a friend, getting a health coach, whatever it is, find it and do it. Reduce your stress. The more stressed out you are, the more fatigued and drained you're going to feel, the more caffeine you're going to want. When you drink more caffeine, you get fake hunger signals from your body causing you to overeat. And then you also are low on energy when you're stressed out because you're depleting more energy from your body. So you're going to overeat and eat more calories than what you really need for the day because you're feeling worn out and run down. And that's your body's way of saying, hey, I'm stressed out. I need to rest. I'm just tired. So when you're running on stress constantly, you're just preventing yourself from losing weight. And it's a recipe for disaster hormonally. And I see a lot of people who are chronically stressed out, chronically fatigued, and once we fix those things, then they're finally able to start seeing movement on the scale because those hormones are changing. So I hope you enjoyed the video on common weight loss mistakes that I see with my one-on-one clients. And I hope it gives you some valuable insight into maybe why you're not losing weight or maybe what's holding you back from losing weight. These are things that I see all the time. They're tried and true, and most of the time people don't even recognize they're doing them. So don't be hard on yourself. But what I also wanted to tell you is if you love these tips and you want more of these kinds of tips from me, then I have one more video that I would love to share with you. And this video is my 8 ways to jumpstart weight loss. And this is not a diet, this is not a gimmick. These are tried and true things that I know as a nutritionist work. Believe me, I was overweight almost my entire life until I was 32, 33 when I finally started losing weight. And I tried eating carrot sticks and celery sticks and I didn't know what I was supposed to be eating or doing, and it just never worked out. So I have been there. I know what it feels like to be over 200 pounds and not know how to lose weight. So these are 8 things that you can do right now today that you can get started. These are 8 things that jumpstart weight loss that I know for a fact from my own personal experience. These are also 8 things that I tell my one-on-one clients when I first start meeting with them. 8 things that I know they need to do to get their weight moving in the right direction. So if you want in, click the link in the email. It's only $3.99. For $3.99, I will send you the video and you will be on your weight loss way.